How do I start this thing?
Have you plugged the bloody USB in?
Yeah, it's in.
Nah, man, that's the wrong port. Oh, wait, it's flashing now.
Is it it's recording.
Well, let's start this thing, fool!
Hello everyone, I'm Amelia.
Hi, I'm Sam. Welcome to Ask the Duo podcast, a podcast where we get deep into those late night, unfiltered conversations.
We'll be discussing all things lifestyle, relationship, mindset, and more.
Alright, let's get to it! Good afternoon.
Is it afternoon?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is too.
It's 1 p.m, man.
Last time you said that was like morning, that's why. You're like, good afternoon, it's like 11 o'clock.
Nah, bruh. Nah, it's 1 p.m. Brisbane time. But,
Bully Shibin.
Good pronunciation.
Thank you.
yeah. So this is something that we have probably spoken about on and off. I wouldn't say specifically within a certain time frame, but as we kind of get older, there are, as we get older, as life progresses, we tend to forget some of the true things that we have to think about to look after ourselves. And what I mean by that is, we get busier day to day. We work 9 to 5, a full-time job. There's more commitments as you get older. So there are things that we tend to forget as our daily routine grows, right?
I think it's more of when you're young, you have a lot of friends and you hang out with a lot of people and you do a lot of things that you want to help more. Essentially, people pleaser, being a people pleaser, and you try and satisfy everyone and help people here and there, but you don't think of yourself as much, so there's no boundaries. The boundaries are quite low where you're like, okay, and you're very flexible, which is also a good thing, like it's not a bad thing. But as you get busier, you tend to forget about yourself if you don't have these boundaries and you either end up burning out. This leads into what we wanted to talk about, and that's more our top 3 non-negotiables.
Yeah. And today we have a very, very special guest, Peter Lin.
What's up?
Sitting here with his bicep curl shirt.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Nike.
Yep.
We thought we'd bring Pete on today as he has some great experiences in the past. And I'm sure he will bring a good collective knowledge on his perspective on life and that sort of stuff. So this conversation was a good thing to sort of bring him into.
Yeah, it's also good to see people's different types of non-negotiables and what's important to them, their values and things that they really use to help keep themselves
accountable happy. Yeah.
But before we get into that, what is something that made you happy today? Only today. You can't get greedy.
Only today, probably be seeing both of your lovely faces.
Aw, that is so sweet.
And delivering some Uber Eats to you guys.
Yeah. His
So
first day on the job.
First day promoted already.
It was so good that our neighbor had to take a peek at what we got.
Yeah. So, no, it's great to have you on here, and can't wait to get started.
All right, so let's get into our top 3 non-negotiables. Just a quick one before that. It's like, for those who don't really know what non-negotiables are, like even speaking to you like, it's not that you didn't know what non-negotiable is, but it's more a definition of, like, you might have had it, but you didn't know that these are non-negotiables.
Yep.
So what it is just these little boundaries that you set, or like a routine that you set for yourself. So it enables you to have better mental health, I guess, and like just stay happy, and you won't be easily swayed if other people are trying to convince you to do something that doesn't align with you, or something that you feel might drain your energy. That's just an example of non-negotiable.
Yep.
Yeah, so we'll just go through some of our top 3.
I might just jump in to start the top 1 for me. So annual leaves. Obviously, because we're tied up with working full time, whether it's 8 to 5 or 7, whatever it is, you're spending 5 days of a week at work. So you're constantly working. So I had it down as taking longer breaks or an annual leave more than 1 to 2 days. And that is because if you're taking annual leave for just 2 days or 1 day, that's not giving you enough time to really switch off and
fully switch off.
Yeah, to fully switch off, to restart your mind, your body and soul is what people would say, right? So for me, it's like always take a break from work, at least a week and above, and that will give myself the ability to reflect on me and really just switch my mind off. And that just basically allows me to recalibrate my brain, right? Just to basically say, well, what am I doing right now? Am I stressed out? Do I need to focus on other things in life? And really just be prepared when I do return to work.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point, and I had something quite similar, but it's, yeah, like you can take the 1 or 2 days off and stuff, which is a good short-term break for yourself, but when you take like an actual proper break where you allow yourself to take yourself away and not think about work, or you know that you have to go back in like the next few days, it's a bit different as opposed to your few days off, and then like you shouldn't wait till you take a sick leave where you're actually sick and then have a rest, because that's already your body telling you you've been run down. So mine, that was really similar to yours, was just make time for yourself. And the reason why I say that is similar to the people pleasing thing. Back in the days, you always want to hang out with friends and always go out and all that kind of stuff, which is really cool. Like, it's good to socialize, but sometimes you're really tired and you force yourself to go out, like, because you don't want to miss out on the fun, which is cool. But sometimes when you do that a bit too much, you end up running yourself down. So if you really felt tired that day and you honestly just wanted to stay home for that night, it's cool. Like, you can just say no to your friends. Like, they're not going to run away just because you said no. They're like,
especially if they're real friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so that was my similar one. It's just make time for yourself.
Yeah,
100%. I agree with what you guys said. Taking a break is actually really important, both like mentally and physically. Because I remember, when COVID hit, before COVID hit, I'd go overseas once a year, and I'd take 4 weeks off every time just to travel.
Go hard or go home.
Yeah, that's it. And like, obviously because of COVID, no one's been able to travel. So I felt in the last probably couple of years or 2 to 3 years, I pretty much haven't had any leave, and I feel it is taking a toll on me, and probably probably the same for other people. So like, I feel like work has become the main focus of my life, and it's kind of taken over because I don't do anything. Well, we spend most of our lives at work rather than doing the things we want to do. So I felt like that's burnt me out quite a lot. But luckily this year, hopefully I'll be taking 4 weeks off, maybe to go somewhere. So but it is mentally draining, and you do need that time off to recalibrate yourself and I guess give yourself some self-care, self-love, I guess.
The TLC.
That's it.
Yeah, and it's really important, right? Because like you said, we're always working so much and focused on your work, and especially with this whole COVID thing that's happened in the last almost 3 years now, which is insane. Like, you don't realize that you need to have a break. And it's, funnily enough, I actually had a conversation with one of my colleagues, one of my workers, and she was saying that, like, when you only just take 1 to 2 days, even she agreed. She's just like, that's not enough time for you to really just sit there and just chill, just to stop and focus on yourself. And she's just like, you really need to have a decent 1 and above week break to really rest and calibrate.
Like, for us, if you have like your own home and stuff, because we did take that 2 weeks break or whatever, we came back, the cleaning took like 2-3 days already. So like if you take that few days off, it's not really resting. You're doing your life admin things to catch up on all the days that you kind of either left the washing out or didn't vacuum or whatever it is. So yeah, I think that's a really good one. Did you have another one, Pete?
Another one would probably be finding the time, because I'm a big foodie. Food makes me happy, and I live to eat, not eat to live.
Yeah. Actually, an Instagram account that he has, so
shameless plug.
Hopefully we'll see that revive.
But honestly, food is probably one of the things that is, I guess, generally makes me happy. Finding new places to go to, new places to try, enjoying food with friends and family. So with me, I try to find at least 1 or 2 days in the week just to go out with a few friends, find somewhere new, try something different, or try a place that you usually wouldn't go to, just to for something different. And I find that helps me personally. It's something for me to look forward to during the week, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's, instead of doing the same routine every single day, it gives you something to look forward to towards the end of the week. And that's something I made, I guess, kind of like a non-negotiable, where I want to try and do that every week. And mainly just to, change it up in terms of not always having the same routine, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
All the time.
Yeah, break up that routine.
Yeah.
Which is probably why, because obviously we have Instagram, and I always see you out with different guys having food and shit like that, hey? And that's your reason as to just going out to have food and just trying new things with your friends.
Yeah.
That explains, No, that's cool. And that actually is a really good thing too, hey, to try new things with different people. And that obviously for you, it's like I wouldn't say a rewarding thing, but it's a mentality thing that sort of, because you love food so much, it makes you happy. It puts you in a happy place.
Yeah,
you know
and you can share that experience with other friends that you have
that's
too.
It. Yeah,
it's good.
Because everyone's will have different recommendations, and that's why you can, I guess, bounce ideas off each other, and it's good to I guess get an understanding of, I guess, meeting new people and I guess learning something new at the same time, something you might have not known or done before through these people. So
that's good.
But with food, sometimes it can get really far away. Like say it's like Sunshine Coast or Gold Coast. Would you be willing to travel like once a week to go try something that's further away outside of Brisbane?
Yeah, I reckon I would. If it was with probably not by myself.
Why not? What's wrong with eating by yourself?
I'll be crying in the car.
Self-love, right?
Lonely driver. No, I think I'd enjoy it more if it was I definitely would do it if it was with a group of...
with company.
Yeah, for sure. Because at the same time, you'd probably be able to... I guess on the trip, you'd be able to create new memories. It'd be good chats,
Yeah.
checking out scenery that you've never seen before. So it's in a way it's like a adventure in its own. So it'd be something. I definitely would be down to doing it for sure.
No, that's cool.
Yeah.
Man. With your point, it kind of relates to my second point. And my second point was not just about food, but it's more about keeping in touch with your loved ones and your friends. So obviously, like we were talking about, everyone's so used to being in their own routines and basically making that effort to reach out and hang out with your friends, whether it's a weekly thing or a monthly or fortnightly thing. Because I think that with your close friends, like you don't really realize that time flies and you have all these good experiences, like you're saying, like you're going traveling to eat, you're sharing the experiences with your friends or your close friends, and that's what makes all of us happy is the experience, right? So that was my second point that was important to me, is to keep in touch with my close friends and my loved ones.
Yeah, and because like you get so busy, right, in your own lives that you sometimes forget, and it's easy to forget to just make that little 5-minute time for yourself to go message a friend and be like, hey, are you free this Sunday, or like, 2 Sundays away or something like that. And if they're busy, that's fine, and then just reschedule another time. But it's just making that tiny little effort just to go out there rather than forgetting about it and just letting your life run by you. Then you realize it's like 6 months has passed and you guys haven't seen each other or caught up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I had something similar, sort of on the back of that. It's more the importance of eating together as like a family, and that's probably more around dinner time because that's when everyone's home. So rather than being like, oh, I'm busy at the moment, I'll eat in an hour, you can eat first and stuff like that. Like, yeah, that's okay once or twice, especially if you're like really, really busy. But I find it really important to actually eat at the same time, because then you can catch up, wind down on your day, and just talk about things and have a conversation. Because as you kind of get into a routine of eating by yourself or eating first and stuff like that, you don't get to connect with the people that you have around you.
Yeah, that's
definitely.
Yeah, true, right? In obviously having food or eating dinner or whatever it is at the same time with everyone, like you were saying, one, it's the experience together, but two, you're having the conversation with them, you're actually catching up with them, you're actually having a meaningful dinner or whatever it is together. So it's a good way, I guess all three of our points somehow have some collaboration together.
Yeah, it's more just that connection with the people that you're close to, I think.
Yep. No, that's really good. My third one specifically was more focused on health. So my non-negotiable there is obviously keeping fit, eating right. I
thought you said eating rice.
Eating rice.
Yeah, eat right. Gotta make sure you eat your rice.
Yeah, bruh. Got rice, bitch. No, it's eating right and listening to your body. So I think that's one of the biggest things that a lot of people don't think about, because you're so focused on everyday routine and stuff like that. You don't. They say, do a health check or an oil check. You don't service your joints and your oils and shit like that. So it's really important to ensure that you're keeping fit, healthy, you're moving, you're active. Enjoy whatever that is. So if you're lifting weights, if you're running, or if you're playing sports, that sort of stuff. And then obviously eating right, making sure that you're getting good sources of foods, not the dirty food, like your Macca's all the time and that sort of stuff.
Deals are good though.
Yeah, I know. Macca's is great though.
Guilty pleasure.
But yeah, listening to your body too. So when your body tells you, hey, I'm feeling shit or my joints are sore, check it up. You know what I mean? Look into it. Service that stuff, because we only live to a certain degree without, our body is what makes us move. So body and health is really important.
Yeah, for sure. I had a quite similar one to exercising, and it's making time to exercise. The reason why I had this as a non-negotiable is because I actually enjoy moving my body, enjoying exercising, and I can definitely tell if I miss gym for like a week or 2 weeks, I tend to feel, I wouldn't say like depressed or sad or something, but I just feel like something's missing in my life, and I just need that exercise to kind of, I guess, the endorphins or whatever to build that and just get you pumped. And because it's something that you enjoy, you just enjoy going to do whatever it is to move your body.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's also a good social event too. Like say I go to Muay Thai, you go there and catch up with people that you see there all the time, have a chat, and then going to gym, like doing weights and stuff, you can share your knowledge and just be able to help each other continue to push through and do all that. So that's what I have as a non-negotiable is making time to exercise. But on top of that, I find that it helps build your mindset to grow your positivity, because you have, like for weight specifically, you have to keep your mind positive to let yourself know that you can either lift this heavy weight or keep going or pushing through and stuff. And I find that the more that you set yourself or push yourself, the more that you can actually push yourself further.
Yeah, and it's kind of like a confidence thing too, because it's like, you know, when you brought up the weight thing, it's very relatable to me, because I used to do powerlifting where you're always lifting fucking heavy shit, right? Off the ground, push it, whatever it is. So you need to have that strong mentality where you can look at the weight and go, fuck, that's heavy shit. But you go, nah, I'm going to fuck this cunt up.
That's it. That's
You know
it.
what I mean? So
Your
It's
mind.
like weight, baby, like weight.
yeah, that's it, man. And like
It's all in your head.
it's all in your head, man. Like you have to really sit there and go, okay, I'm gonna do this.
Yep.
And that confidence, that clear mentality, well, not mentality, but clear mind frame or mind space where you can go, okay, let's focus on this and get this done.
Yeah.
Because I think your mind is a muscle. So the more you train it to think or push through the harder times where you think it's going to be tough, the easier it will get.
Yeah. 100%. It's all in the head. All mind games. Like basically, I see it as your brain is like a computer. If you feed it positive things, the outcomes will be positive. It's just like like a computer, if you put in like a virus, for example, and it starts to infect the computer, becomes slower, it can't function as well. It's exactly like your head.
Yeah.
Like it's literally like a computer, but obviously an organ. So it's and that's like me. That was my third point, where gym is a non-negotiable for me. I always make time for it pretty much every day. I try to aim for 4 or 5 days a week that I force myself to go. Because I had a motorcycle accident 2 years ago, and then I couldn't gym for a while, and I felt like without being able to go to gym, it did kind of affect me mentally in terms of confidence and positivity and things like that. And when I started going back to the gym and being consistent, it helped me build back confidence and changed my mindset on a lot of things, mainly positive. So, and like you guys touched on, it's literally, if you have a healthy body, then, you can do anything. So health is definitely something everybody should look or should do and look after. Yeah.
And that's the misconception nowadays, is a lot of people are so focused on getting results, or getting to a certain place in their career or their personal life and shit like that. And they will do whatever it takes to get to that point, which is great. But at the same time, you need to make sure that you're looking after yourself.
Yeah, because if you're like using an old rundown body to try and get to a certain level in your career, you're not going to be able to give it your 100%, especially when your body's like, just not functioning at its best.
Yeah, and it's just like, I like to relate it to cars for some reason, but it's just like you drive your car every single day from point A to point B. Obviously, as you keep driving that car more, there's more wear and tear. So in order to, I guess, reduce the wear, you got to service the car. So you replace the oils, you replace the bushings, new tires, new brake pads, etc., etc. And that's how you maintain the vehicle. And we're very similar to a car. We need to maintain ourselves too. Whether it's through eating right, it's being active, healthy, all that sort of shit. So that's really something that we need to really focus on.
Yeah. No, I think all three of our non-negotiables are quite similar in some way or have some correlation, which is really interesting to see, because it's like 3 different people, but to come to realize that you have 3 quite similar non-negotiables, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's very, very important. That's pretty much all 3 that we had, eh?
Yeah, I just wanted to keep it short, keep it to your top 3, because then otherwise you have a lot of non-negotiables and you'll be a long list to go through.
And before we end it, I really wanted to just touch on this point, but one of the things that really I wouldn't say motivated my top three, but influenced my top three is my parents, because their culture, being, fresh off the boat Asians, they were very focused on making a life in Australia. So they basically overlooked these three main components that we talked about. And that's why I really wanted to focus on those three, because, like, for an example, my dad, he didn't really focus on health. He's all about getting shit done, making sure that the shit is, like, we've got food on the table, bills are paid, and giving us that quality of life that they didn't have.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big thing that they overlooked in those three components.
Yeah, 100%. Actually, now you mention it, I think of it, it's the same as my parents as well. Like because my mum, she's retired now, but because of health reasons. But it was an eye opener, because now she doesn't work. We've all been trying to encourage her to do things that makes her happy. Like because, like you said, their focus when they were younger was try to build a family, try and, I guess, look after the kids, make sure they have a better quality of life.
Yeah. And
they just pretty much hustled every day, and they didn't make time for their own health, their own happiness. And now because I asked her, she asked my mum, and she responded. I asked her one day, now you're retired, you got to enjoy yourself, do something that you enjoy. And she responded with, I don't know what I enjoy.
Yeah, that's actually a really common answer.
Yeah,
too.
and it was kind of sad, and like hearing that, because they don't know. She doesn't know anything other than work.
Yeah.
And now she's stopped working. She doesn't know what she enjoys.
Yeah.
Like, they don't know themselves. They don't know what they're like.
Exactly, yeah.
They've just worked like a robot. Just, go to work, go home, and then just repeat that day.
That's right, yeah. So that's why it kind of changed my mentality in terms of, like, life is, you're not going to live forever. We're all going to have to die one day. It's just a matter of time. So you got to make things, do things that are important to you, like things that make you happy, like, exercising, meeting with friends. It's sad how, you don't know what makes you happy. I feel that's...
Yeah, of course, man.
Yeah.
And like I said, like, that was, I guess, like, my parents. They didn't know other things, like what your mum was saying. Like, they didn't know what made them happy for themselves as an individual, for them only.
Yeah.
They were only focused on us, like the kids, the family, making sure that we had some, like, life that we can build. And, seeing that they basically didn't have any of that, it made me basically what you had, you thought about, and you're like, fuck, my mentality now when it comes to life, it's changed.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, those three things, and it's funny because we all have those three same things.
I think it's just subconsciously been something that been brought up into our minds, because we've seen that through experience, like someone else's experience, and you see what happens or what you end up losing, or things that you might have taken for granted of. So now we can learn from those experiences.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, look, it's been great having you on this, Pete.
Appreciate
thanks for
it.
sharing those moments, man.
Yeah, no worries.
If anyone has their own set of non-negotiables, we'll be interested to see that in our comments as well. So let us know.
Yeah, definitely let us know. But that's it for now.
And signing out.
See you guys.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much if you have reached to the end. We really appreciate you for tuning in. And if you like what you hear, please share it with your friends or family and subscribe to our podcast on whatever platform you are listening to.
Make sure you share any topics you'd like us to cover or questions you might have to our Instagram.
Slide it into our DMs.
Pika. You can also stay in the loop of all the behind the scenes and the release of our new episodes there too. Our Instagram is Ask the Duo Podcast. That's AskTheDuo DUOPODCAST. Man, feels like I'm in a spelling bee competition right now. Alright, that's it for now, and we'll see you back here for our next episode. Bye!
See ya!